Hey y'all, Mike with Cardboard Kingdom. Welcome back to another Disney Lorcana video. Today we're discussing all things safety and protection with our Disney Lorcana collection. How do we go about keeping these awesome shiny pieces of cardboard, this gorgeous art out of, for example, my son's mouth, and safe in a nice binder or in a nice display, and what products do we use to do so? Let's get into it. All right, guys, we have to start this conversation with the base layer of protecting any Lorcana card. That is going to be your penny sleeves and your top loaders. Those are kind of priority 1A and 1B, in my opinion. Links to everything that we're going to talk about in the description below. A good reason and reminder why we want to protect our cards is because sometimes your 3-year-old son can, you look at that top of that card, little bite mark. Sometimes these precious pieces of cardboard can find their way into a 3-year-old's mouth. And look, not even penny sleeves can save it from a cardboard eating ghoul such as my son. But if I would have had it in a top loader and had it a little bit more secure, maybe in a binder, maybe he wouldn't have got to it. I happen to have it on the table. He took his opportunity and pounced. So we take safety very serious around here. Whenever I am sleeving any sort of valuable card like this gorgeous enchanted here that you see just absolutely shining. I mean, come on, dude. These cards just are... I just get so giddy anytime I hold these cards, my lord. Okay, so I start with a perfect fit sleeve. These sleeves are not necessary if you are in a safe environment, but they are just an added layer of protection. So I will do a perfect fit sleeve, or what's called an inner sleeve, and then I will put on an outer sleeve or a traditional penny sleeve. These perfect fit sleeves are completely safe. Take your time. I know some people are scared of them. You're not going to hurt your card. Get it in, slide it in the beginning, and then just take your time, and you are good to go. No worries there. It gives it a nice base layer of safety, and then you can come in with your outer sleeve or your regular penny sleeve and just go ahead and sleeve it up from there. You kind of have 2 layers of protection. Then you come in, you've got your freshly pulled Elsa because you're a psycho, still open in the first chapter. Double sleeve her up, get her in the top loader, and she is safe from even a cardboard eating ghoul to a certain extent. But that is my kind of go-to strategy if we were to get a new card or whatever. If I have some cards come in via the mail, this is my first kind of procedure to make sure they're safe. This is even the route if they were going to go into a binder, they would still be double sleeved. We'll talk about binders here in a little bit, but this is how they go into the binder page as well. I found that the 2 sleeves in combination with the outer penny sleeve is going to give them a lot of support and stability inside the binder page, going to prevent from really any wiggling or anything like that, and provide an overall very safe experience. So that is kind of the base layer. Once again, everything is going to be in the description below in terms of inner sleeves, penny sleeves, top loaders, binders, etc. The one caveat I will say is if I am using cards like the Elsa, for example, in a deck, which this one is even a little too rich for my blood to put into a deck. I shuffle the cards I play with very carefully. I've never had any sort of issues with wear and tear, but if I were to use them, I will use a little bit more of a premium inner sleeve or perfect fit sleeve. And so you'll see 2 different options in the description of the video. If you're just having them in binders, you're not worried about them, making it into decks or really getting too much wear and tear. I would say the regular perfect fit sleeves are going to be completely fine. That's what's on the Elsa right now. Once again, if it were to go on the deck, then I'd go something a little bit more premium, something Dragon Shield that is a little bit thicker and just protect the card a little bit more as they're going through play. But this is the base layer of protecting your Disney Lorcana collection. All right, guys, next up is binders. You guys know I love a good binder aesthetic, right? A good, well thought out binder page. Takes me back to the old days. That's how a lot of us began collecting, right? Whether it was like an old sports album, they called it, or even just like a 3-ring binder. A lot of us had cards in there. Thankfully now, 30 years later, we have a little bit better products to deal with our cards and protect our cards. In this example, we have the Ultra Pro Series binder. I have a couple different examples that I'll show you. You can see it's hard to see with the lighting, but there's like an Ultra Pro decal at the bottom. This is just the Pro Series binder. I love this binder for a multitude of reasons, guys. First and foremost, there's a lot of padding on the outside cover here as well as on the bottom. The binder itself is very thick in the overall padding, and so it feels very, very safe. In addition, it has a zipper that goes all the way around it. You can see it right here, and so that really gives me enough it gives me enough peace of mind to know that, like, should one of the kids get to it or whatever, that they shouldn't, particularly just like my son, I'll be able to hopefully get to it and save the awesome cardboard before he can do too much of it. This particular binder has some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff that I've been collecting, but it just kind of serves the same purpose. I'll show you a Lorcana one here in a second, but the reason why I love these particular binders is because the cards don't really move around at all. So I'm a little bit OCD when it comes to protecting my collection. And so every card in here, whether it's a enchanted Lorcana card or like an alt art from a 40-year-old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle card, they're all double sleeved. So they're going to be first in a perfect fit sleeve, and then they're going to be in an outer sleeve, and that really prevents any sort of like movement. Like my kids could really give this page a good flip through. Nothing would move around, nothing would happen. They can enjoy it. I can enjoy it. You can flip through it without worrying about any sort of damage coming through. And so that's why I'm a huge fan of these Ultra Pro binders. Once again, linked in the description as always. I will show you all a Lorcana one really quick. So I will say that they don't have a good Lorcana selection right now in terms of like arts and things like that. Hopefully something to come soon. This is a binder that we've had for a while. You can see the wear and tear on it. That's completely fine, right? Just a sign of a good binder of a family. And then you have, obviously plenty of cards in here, but this is just to illustrate that obviously I keep high value cards in here. I keep low value cards in here. Doesn't really matter whether it's a promo, some error cards, what you name it, it's in here. So I'm just a massive fan of these binders, and I could not recommend them more. I feel absolutely confident that my cards are going to be safe in here. No ring system, like I said. Cards don't move around at all. My daughter can flip through this page. Nothing's going to happen. Cards aren't moving whatsoever. Everything remains safe, and that gives me the utmost peace of mind. So that's what my absolute go-to when it comes to binder collections. All right, guys, we've talked about our initial protocol to safety. We've just pulled an enchanted. We're going to get an inner sleeve on it. We're going to get a penny sleeve on it. We're going to get in a top loader or a nice, safe, secure binder. But what if we wanted to take this nice card that we just pulled, put it in our deck, and take it to our next tournament? My recommendation is going to be just anything Dragon Shield related is going to be your best bet. Once again, they will make a premium, more thick inner sleeve to really give your card nice protection at the base layer. Once you have that nice thick inner sleeve on your, Elsa that's going into your deck, you can then grab a Dragon Shield outer sleeve, which once again is going to be a lot thicker than any of the stock sleeves that might come in a Lorcana sleeve box or a Pokemon sleeve box or anything like that. These are going to be a little bit more thick. They're going to keep your card more protective. They're going to keep your card more safe and secure. And once again, when I'm at an event, I do a lot of just like the six pile shuffling, however you want to call that, more so than I played against players that honestly, their deck looks like a deck of cards. They're just shuffling it and doing bridges. I personally like these cards way too much to treat them like that. While there are game pieces, I prefer my game pieces to be nice and crispy, even if it's a little common. I want it to be nice and safe. So this is what I would refer to for any of my players out there. If you want to take that step and play with your chances, which look, I know a lot of people are not psycho enough to do that, but a lot of us are. And so I would definitely recommend get you a nice premium inner sleeve, get you a nice Dragon Shield outer sleeve, get a thick one, get them that are going to be nice. Obviously get a color that pairs well with your deck. I like to play a lot of Steel Song. So I've got my amber here, amber sleeves or gold sleeves. Looks great with like a Ballroom Sensation Cinderella. Hey, maybe even a Lilo promo in there. That looks pretty crispy. So they've got a lot of different colors to choose from, and that would be my recommendation when it comes to any sort of like playable experience. Go to Dragon Shield. They offer a fantastic solution. All right, guys, it would not be a complete guide if we didn't talk at least a little bit about protecting your graded cards. When it comes to graded cards, there's really two things that I recommend. First and foremost, obviously, you've already gone through the process of getting your card encased. It is as safe as it's ever going to be. Whenever you have a nice case like this or a nice card, I would definitely recommend getting a sleeve for the outside of the case that you can slide down in, flip it over, and ultimately keep it protected. That way, if it were to fall off your desk or fall off the table, get knocked off for whatever reason. It's got a little layer of security there on the outside. It's not going to protect it from much damage, but a little bit of wear and tear, scratches here and there. These cases definitely are not impenetrable by any stretch of the imagination. So once again, just another layer to make sure that this Rockstar Stitch keeps rocking away in there, free of any scratches, free of any debris, etc. You can see some oil there from my hands on the outside of the sleeve here, but definitely would recommend getting some sleeves for your graded cards. And then last but not least, some sort of storage container for your cards. I have the Palms Off Gaming case here. This case has a nice magnetic flap that I like. Keeps it very secure, but one that I can open when needed. And then it's got some nice felt in the actual inside of the case here to keep my cards safe. I can flip through them if I want. This holds mainly PSA. I do have one BGS card in here. I will say it does not fit as well as the PSA slabs do. So I think this is made specifically for PSA, but the Palms Off Gaming case is very, very high quality. You can see the design of it there, the stitching on the sides. Keeps the card secure. They don't move around at all, and it is and it just looks nice, right? As a display, it's got a lot going for it. So this would be my recommendation for graded cards. All right, guys, I get asked a lot, in addition to the safety question, how I go about organizing my collection. The first thing that I use to organize my collection is definitely going to be just the regular Disney Lorcana Illumineer's Trove boxes. I found these are a great way to store stingles that I'm selling. They have a very resourceful 2-row system here. You can do all of your regular cards in order. You could do your like rares, super rares, legendaries, cold foils, and some nice penny sleeves in the back. I usually have 2 to 3 of these per set that are very well organized. So as I'm picking orders, I can go through them very fastly and efficiently, very fast and efficiently. But at the end of the day, I love the Illumineer's Trove because the amount of storage that they offer is truly unmatched. And it's a great bang for your buck in terms of getting the product, getting all the goodies that come with the Trove, in addition to the fact that it doubles as a fantastic storage unit. I really, really love. So anytime I'm storing, once again, my sellable singles, anything that I have listed, it's going to be in a Trove. All right, guys, if you're anything like me and you buy a lot of cards and open a lot of packs and have a lot of bulk, these 5-row containers are going to be your best friend. I buy a lot of these. I have a lot of these. They stack up well on each other. They fit well under tables. Generally, just when it comes to saving space, these are a great solution. I used to use like a lot of like Pokemon tins and things like that. Those were just not efficient at all. I much prefer the Troves that we talked about for my sellable singles. For my bulk or cards that I just want to put away and let marinate for a while, I love a good 5-row. It could be something like a common or uncommon. It could be something like a Musketeer Tabard. It could be, you name it. It could be a cold foil Goons. Yeah, I mean, literally a Simba Rare or any variation of a card in between. I do like to keep them organized. Obviously, if it's like a rare, a super rare, or cold foil, a legendary, etc., I will put it in a penny sleeve. If it's not, then it'll just be in here regularly. And these are cards, once again, that maybe they're just extra bulk, common and uncommon. Maybe they're cards that I just want to let marinate for a little bit. I don't really want I don't want them in front of me all the time. It's kind of a way for me to hedge against myself, because if I can find a way to get liquidity out of something in the short term that I don't value, I will do it 9 times out of 10. And so this gives me a way to just kind of time capsule these cards out of sight, out of mind, put a lid on them, forget about them. And so that way, a year from now, 5 years from now, I might go to look to see if we have a given card, and maybe that, 25-cent card, when I put it in here, is then turned into a $1 card or a $5 card, right? Who knows? Maybe they'll never go up in value. I don't know. I just know that these 5-rows give me a great way to store them, keep them out of the way, stack them on top of each other, and overall, I think it's a fantastic product. So once again, as everything else, these will be linked in the description for you. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, now that we're done, hopefully you feel like you have the products you need and a strategy in place to organize your bulk, protect your new raw enchanteds, protect your graded cards, and everything in between. Hopefully this video will continue to be a guide for years to come. Every product that I mentioned is obviously linked below and has been used by myself and a lot of the people watching this video. They're battle tested, they're tried and true, and I feel very, very strongly recommending those products to you. So with that being said, guys, if you feel like there's anything that I missed, please put it in the comments. If there's anything, a glaring, product or just tip or trick that you feel like it needs to be said, please mention it so that way I can pin anything that really stands out. Hopefully this guide, once again, will just serve as a video in the future for new people coming into Lorcana that maybe just picked up a pack at Target, can go back, find this video, and then find all the products they need to, protect that Mufasa that they just pulled out of a Shimmering Skies pack, or the 25 different art tiers that we're going to have in Fabled, and they need a whole pack of, pity sleeves to protect their new raw amazing arts. Fingers crossed on that front. But thank you very much for watching, guys. We'll be back with some more content soon. Bye.